I know many of you find it a little difficult and confusing to understand the usage of a, an, and the. These are called the articles in English grammar. So say bye-bye to all confusion, because this video is going to make things clear for you in a way that you will never forget it again. And in this video, we've got a quiz for you, which you will only be able to take and complete successfully if you watch the entire video. So let's first start by talking about this article set of a and an. When to use these two. A and an are used as indefinite articles when we are talking about something non-specific. I need a pen. I need a book. We don't know which book. It could be any book. It could be any pen. When I say I need a pen, if I walk up to you and I say I need a pen, you could just give me any pen, right? But on the other hand, the is a definite article. When I use the, it means that both of us have either talked about that item, it's a specific item, we've either talked about it, or we are aware of which item is being talked about. We are both aware, all right? We have the knowledge. I need the pen. That means we both know which pen. I need the pen that you borrowed from me. I'm specifically talking about the pen that you borrowed from me. I'm not talking about any pen. And that is why you use the. So whenever the item, the article is definite in nature, it's specific in nature, you use the. Otherwise, you use a or an. The use of articles can change the meaning of the sentence. So you have to use the articles in a way that they do not introduce any confusion to the sentence. You have to be specific about them. So this is where we clear the air about when to use the and when to use a or an. Now we get to the part where we talk about when to use a and when to use an. Very, very simple. However, there's a twist, okay? So just listen to me for a second. You use a before words that start with a consonant sound. A balloon, a chair, a pen, okay? Consonant sounds. What are consonant sounds? So there are 5 letters in the English alphabet, A, E, I, O, U, all right? These 5 are the only vowels, all right? A, E, I, O, U are the vowels. And every other letter except these 5 is a consonant. Okay? So there are 5 vowels and 26 minus 5, that is 21 consonants. Now, what you have to understand here is that I'm talking about consonant sounds and not consonants. There's a difference. I'll tell you in a minute. Now, talking about when to use an. An is used before words that start with a vowel sound. An aeroplane, an umbrella. Now I told you there is a twist here. The twist is that you have to look for the sound. You don't have to look for the letter. Now, for example, an hour. Look at this one, an hour. Now one may say, ma'am, hour starts with H. So it should be a hour, because when you're starting a word with a consonant, which is letter H in this case, it should be a before hour and not an. But I told you, it is the sound that matters. So in this case, the sound is of a, hour. A is a vowel sound, a. Okay? Because of which you're going to say an hour, because an comes with the words that start with a vowel sound. Okay, a is a letter A sound. Now you get it? Okay, same goes for another example where I say he has an MBA degree. An MBA degree. Now MBA starts with M, all right? It's an abbreviation. It starts with M. Why am I saying an MBA degree? Because if you look at the sound, if you listen to it carefully, an MBA, M, how will you write the sound of letter M? E-M, right? M. Now, the sound is of M, Now, because the sound is of a vowel, you will use an. Even saying a MBA is difficult. You try it out. A and an will come naturally to you because these are according to the sounds and not the letters. And when you're going to say a word, you're already aware of the sound that you're going to make next, because of which it gets easier for you to place a or an. Now, A is also okay. If you want to say A is A, okay, A is okay, A is American, A is British, both are okay. No problems, either ways, right? You get the idea. When to use a or an and when to use the. Also, you use the with nouns that are unique or are already defined, like the Eiffel Tower. Now, we both know what Eiffel Tower we are talking about, right? It's already defined. So that's why we say the Eiffel Tower. The moon in the sky. Now, this is a definitive moon. We know which moon we're talking about. It's unique. It's unique. We just got one, right? We just got one. There are other planets that have got more moons than one, but ours just has one, right? So now we're clear on when to use the. Now we've got a practice exercise for you. There are 5 questions. I'll give you 3 seconds, roughly 3 seconds to answer one for yourself, and then I'm going to tell you the answer. All right, let's start. Dash sun rises in the east. A, an, or the? The sun rises in the east. Sun is unique. You will use the. We know which sun we are talking about. All right, next one. I bought dash new phone yesterday. I bought a new phone yesterday. Now, I am telling you that I bought a phone, all right? But you're not aware which phone I'm talking about. It could be any company, it could be any brand, right? Because of which you're not going to use the. I bought the phone yesterday. If I had said, I bought the new phone yesterday, that means we had already talked about it and we are already aware of which phone I was gonna buy, and now I've bought it. So then I'm telling you, hey, I already bought the phone yesterday. You get the idea, right? Moving on to the next one. I'm looking for dash good book to read. A good book. It could be any good book. And that is why I'm using an indefinite article, which is a or an, instead of using the, which is a definite article. Dash Mona Lisa is dash famous painting. The Mona Lisa is a famous painting. The, because we know Mona Lisa is unique. We know which Mona Lisa we are talking about. So that's why the Mona Lisa is a famous painting. There could be many famous paintings, right? This is just one of those. And that is why it is indefinite article to be used here, which is a in this case, because famous starts with a consonant sound. All right, next one, the last one. We went to dash park for a picnic. Now, here it could be the, or it could even be a. I'll tell you the logic. See, if there is more than one park in the vicinity, there are many parks, then you will say, we went to a park for the picnic. All right? But if there's only one park in your vicinity, all right, and more or less both of us are aware which park I could be talking about, then I will say we went to the park for a picnic. There's one small tip that can help you remember this. When to use the and when to use a or an. Imagine a stage and imagine there are nouns standing on that stage. They are parked there. So the is like a spotlight that shines on a specific noun. On the other hand, a or an are like stage lights that illuminate any noun on the stage. So whichever noun is there, all are getting illuminated. All right. So a or an, stage lights. The spotlight. But this is English, so there have to be some exceptions, right? English is never complete. No concept is ever complete without exceptions. This concept also has its exceptions. Like, for instance, you do not use articles with the names of countries or names of languages. I speak the English. Incorrect. I speak English. All right? I live in the Japan. I live in Japan. But again, there are exceptions to this rule also. I live in the US. Now you're using the, despite the fact that United States of America is, it's a name of a country, right? So again, the exception also has exceptions. The USA, the Himalayas. Himalayas is a name. It's name of a mountain range. Now this is a name, and generally we do not use articles with names. But Himalayas is a name and we are using the Himalayas. Exception to exception. Alright, so you get the idea now. We say the Nile, the Himalayas, but we say Mount Everest, Lake Michigan. Why? There is no convincing logic. The concepts are a little blurry, and there's nothing, I cannot like put a finger to it and tell you what exactly is the difference here. It's just how it is, and you learn with practice. When you practice more and more of speaking English, you will get it. It's not that difficult. Most of us are smooth on articles. It's not a very difficult concept to understand. And I hope after this video, it's gonna be over for you forever. There is a quiz in the description of this video. Go and take the quiz. Share your score in the comments below. All right? I'm gonna look for your comments. I'm gonna look for your score. And do tell me what mistakes you made. If there was any mistake that you made while attempting the quiz, just let us know what simple mistakes they were and what you learned. All right, I'll see you in the next one. You take care of yourself. Bye bye.